The takeover of Manchester United was always going to have an impact on this summer transfer window for Erik ten Hag. We all hoped that it would have a minor impact, but it's certainly looking like it's going to have more of an impact than we first thought. And Ten Hag has every right to be frustrated because deals are getting blocked, moves are getting blocked. Not necessarily about one individual player, but everything up until the point of the wallet coming out with the money. That's been done. And United now are hampered by what is going on. Give me 5-10 minutes to explain everything and why I feel it's changed in the last 2 weeks and why I think this man has every single right to be frustrated and pretty angry with what has happened, because the progress was there last year, right? We finished third. We won the League Cup, got to the FA Cup final. We fell short. And let's not talk about the Europa League. We'll get upset about that. But United made a lot of progress. Now, I've done a video on my perfect summer transfer window, what I think Ten Hag's perfect, dream world summer transfer window. No, rarely does it ever work out like that. I didn't think we were going to sign all these, but in a perfect situation, he would have got 2 strikers. He would have got a powerful all-round midfielder. He would have got his new number 8 in Mason Mount. He would have got another ball-playing centre-back replacing Harry Maguire, and he would have got a backup goalkeeper. On paper, that would have been a perfect summer transfer window for United. Now, this is what I mean when I say I feel it's changed in terms of the transfers and why Ten Hag would now be frustrated, because I think actually going into the summer, and I think the end of the season and the first couple of weeks of the summer, I think we actually showed that we were working towards a plan. Man United, look, this is back in April, about the fact that we are going to be making initial moves for Harry Kane. It happened quite early as well with Mason Mount. Now, you might disagree with Harry Kane or Mason Mount, but United were working towards a plan. Certainly making early strides for Harry Kane to try and find out what was going on. And of course, we pulled out. Because we started that pursuit of Harry Kane early enough, we were able to go, you know what, let's move on. That's not going to happen. And we had the time and the plan B to look elsewhere at an alternative in Rasmus Højlund. We moved early with a bid for Mason Mount, and we will be going back in for another bid. I think that people love to slate John Murtough and everybody behind the scenes at Manchester United, and I'd be surprised if many of them or any of them survived the new ownership. I think new owner's going to come in and really shake things up behind the scenes. But for the first time in a long time, it felt like United went into the summer and we knew what we wanted. And also, we had plan Bs in case they didn't work out. Now, that isn't really the case. I'm not saying about this De Gea situation. This De Gea one is another consequence of the fact that we went fast for Harry Kane to find out what was going on. That hasn't worked out. And now that we're looking like De Gea is going to be leaving, we can say, right, okay, well, we've got the money now because we're not going after. I understand the plans are there in place, but things are now getting blocked. And this Kim Min-jae example is probably a decent one. His release clause, we know, is 47.5 million. Been like that for a while. Activates the 1st of July. So what's that? 12 days time? Bayern Munich now are leading the race for him. But at the very least, we had alternatives in plan B. Axel Disasi from Monaco. And maybe plan C in Jean Todibo from Nice. We weren't just left without anything. 2 players I believe we're definitely missing out on because of a lack of movement are Moises Caicedo and Declan Rice. For me, it feels like anything to do with signing a midfielder of that quality is going to happen after we sell players. And this is where we come to where the frustration lies. Because of the Glazers and because of this takeover. Now, we all hoped that it would have been announced last week. Well, I say they're fully announced. That the preferred bidder would have been announced last week. That we would have ended the speculation around Sheikh Jassim or Jim Ratcliffe, and we would know who's going to be taking over. And that Ten Hag could then go, right, okay, let's kick forward. Because this, for me, is where it has changed over these last 2 weeks. Because I feel that United have actually been doing quite a lot of decent early steps. Identifying Kane. Going after him. Can we get him? Can we not get him? Boom. All right, okay, let's move on. Let's go for Rasmus Højlund. Let's see what goes on down there. We're already like way down that path. But we've done pretty much everything that we can do as a football club without pulling the wallet out. 1 bid we've put in for Mason Mount. 1 bid worth 40 million. It's nowhere near enough for a club the scale of Manchester United and what is required this summer. And this is where it all comes back to these dirty... I can't wait. until we don't have to have the conversations about him anymore. I'm bored of it. But again and again and again, it affects our football club, and it is affecting our club this summer now. Look at this, right? This is from the Financial Times over the weekend. Despite the uncertainty generated by the bidding process, Joel Glazer has been involved in discussions about players the club may target in the summer transfer window, and is generally the more hands-on of the two chairmen. The hell are you getting involved in any sorts of conversations over players that we are signing this summer? Unless, of course, there was always that possibility that maybe they'd stay on and retain minority investment. That would be the only reason why they do that. But look at this, again, going down into, looking into the nitty-gritties and finding out, why are they so slow? What is going on with the Glazers? Further information here, there is clearly not cohesion in the Glazer camp, I could tell you that. But they don't tell you what that is, so it's very difficult for anyone to help. They can't even help you. They can't even help themselves. And this bit here, just particularly angered me. They have a family philosophy that nobody does interviews. If any one of you gets the attention, no matter what, you start to feel it. That's why they don't talk to the media. It's all about protecting the family. Some people in the live chat this morning comparing it to sort of a mafia sort of mentality. It's a self-centered mentality that puts the Glazers' self-interest before anything else, even to the detriment of the club that they own, or the clubs that they own. Tampa Bay, I'm sure, will have plenty of arguments against the Glazers too. Now, look, this is what Sean Ingle from The Guardian is labelling it as now. Slow torture. But for Erik ten Hag himself, it has to make him angry. He's committed himself to Manchester United. Remember last season, he didn't even go on I think Ajax, after winning the league, had a holiday to the Caribbean, and he was the next day after it in Manchester, in Amsterdam, meeting, I believe, John Murtough and Richard Arnold to discuss plans to get the ball rolling. And what happened? We ended up not having our signings done by the first game of the season. We lost to Brighton. We lost to Brentford. And Manchester United then at that point decided, you know what? He needs more. We found 150 mil. Here's Casemiro. Here's Anthony. Ten Hag wants to be more prepared this season. Jim Ratcliffe or Sheikh Jassim, they want to know who is going to be the new owner of Manchester United, the new controlling owner of our club. And we were told that this was going to happen by the end of March. That was a lie. We were told it was going to hopefully happen last week. I don't doubt that Matt Lawton and Mike Keegan were told that by sources that they genuinely trust, but it just goes to show that you just can't trust anything that involves the Glazers. That any sort of decision or anything that they could just ruin, they will do their utmost to do it. And that's why I genuinely now, you know full well that I'm a positive person here on United People's TV, but I won't just be positive for the sake of it. I won't be naive and sort of ignore the warning signs. And for me, there's warning signs about this summer transfer window now. There's warning signs that I don't even know that at what point does the control go away from the Glazers. As I said, the Glazers who still have been involved in identifying and speaking about transfer targets this summer. At what point does it go over towards Sheikh Jassim or Jim Ratcliffe? Because everything it feels now is stopping at the sign-off. It's stopping at the point where the money has to come out and the bids have to be made. We've been linked with, I don't even know, what is it, 65 players? And I think there's a couple of players I've missed off there as well. We've done the groundwork and the research in identifying the players that Ten Hag wanted. Harry Kane and Mason Mount, and if not Harry Kane, the players are there. I don't doubt that the groundwork has been done. But now we've reached a point where we've actually got to pay for it. We've actually got to make moves that require decisions. The door is closed. The door is slammed shut. And Ten Hag is being blocked, and Manchester United are therefore being blocked in terms of what we want to do this summer. And until the Glazers finally make their decision, we've now reached a bottleneck where not much progress can be made in transfers. I hope I'm spectacularly wrong. Love to be wrong on stuff like this, because I don't want it to be the case. But everything is pointing towards it. We need a decision.